So this is another video I'm creating. I think the topic of today is communication, how communication in everything, in every stage of life, in every career is very important. Maybe more important than your diploma, if I would say. So I'm a software engineer and I'm a product person. Every time when I just got a job, it was because I was properly placed or advertised myself for a potential employer. Not necessarily because I am a genius programmer or not necessarily because I'm anything special, but because I am or I was able to communicate properly. You see, especially for software engineers, it's very crucial to be able to communicate the technical aspects to the business people because sometimes they don't get it. And what does it mean for a career is really important because at the end of the day we talk about the technical jargon, but really in a simple word where you are meeting with customers, where you're meeting with your boss trying to explain the outcome of the solution you came up with. uh, you use a simple English. You don't need those technical jargon or just something fancy. You need to be able to explain your work and how and why is it important to people, to customers. It's quite fascinating how it is everything you do revolve around helping other people, you know. And that's just the core things. If something you're doing, you are not helping anyone, and that's what we call retention rate, right? You will not be able to have a high retention if something you came up with is not helping someone somewhere to achieve something. And this is where building a product is just more than building a product, because now you need to be helping someone. Can be, I think the most things, I think the most mistakes that product owners slash developers make is to think that if something is too complex technically, then it's most likely to get more people excited. You know, can I give you an example of one difficult problem I know so far? Let's say you're trying to build a complex file system, and the file system itself is very complex. You take it for granted because you use services like Google, Dropbox that has done a lot of work for you, and you think like uploading a file or a folder is just a simple thing. So now as engineer, you think like, oh, this is an exciting thing. This is a complex thing. So because the human nature tend to appreciate that if something is complex, then it is worth working on it, you know. Then the work become more exciting because the technical complexity is high. Guess what? The customer, the end user doesn't care, it doesn't even know if it's complex or no. It's just taking a file, uploading it is that should be simple. So now if you are product person and junior, you can tend to think if you come up with a complex solution, I mean, you know, your customer will going to appreciate that, you know. As a product person, the first thing you need to think is what problem are you solving for someone? and that's just really crazy. Um, but if you look around uh, in a real life, see the simple solution, simple tools we use, um, you realize that it's very easy to come up with a solution that is so simple, that is not complex technically, that is not even complex for the user. They don't have to be complex. So, because like if what you are bringing is already complex, life is complex enough so that it's not necessary to add anything complex. So I know this is taught in most managerial design schools where they just say like, okay, startup schools, I would say, where they teach these various lessons of okay, how to build a product, how to build companies, how to build tech companies. These are the best things they keep preaching actually, but I realize that it's very complex to apply those if you are not already baked in, because there is some skills you need to learn while you are at a job or when you are trying or attempting to do something. So yeah, I think that's something I wanted to talk about, how communication is very crucial for any product person or a software engineer trying to build something. And I come to realize that communication really is something you need to spend time on. Like, it doesn't matter if you know formulas, if you're mathematicians, if you are not able to communicate your thoughts, be able to articulate your thoughts in a way that is understandable for the audience you're telling. Because like communication, that's why it's very complex, because you need to be able to know your audience and know who you are talking to. If you are talking to a child of 5 year child or 10 year child, then it's it's different to talking to, let's say, 25 year person, because the level of understanding, the level of you know be able to try to understand is different. Same with in a work environment, because you're talking with people that you may even think that they are genius because they pretend that they're genius. Then you realize that is only what they're doing is actually pretending. They're not. They're not just that genius. They just happen to be lucky to be where they are. But in 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 specification of genius, they don't. And then because you are thinking that the genius, like maybe you, then you try to complicate communication, and then something goes horribly. So that's why communication is very, very difficult. And I think everyone needs to improve communication, learn English, because English is the common language now. Maybe not so, but it will take you far, because like I would say like 80, maybe 70% of the entire world are able to hear simple English words, which is fine, which means it can take you further than the rest of languages, the meaning. So if you master the communication in English, be able to say what you think, because like I even so there's just always to say what you think is difficult, because you don't at the time of speaking, your thoughts are not aligned with what you're speaking, and that's where something gets tricky and people start rambling and so forth. So I hope this video taught you something in world of products management and software engineering. And if you like my video, follow me and like my video and share to everyone. Thank you. Bye. See you next time.